Okay, nigga like this, look. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming in frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming in always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming in frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly.
Anyways, welcome to Talking with Tish, another episode. I've made it to 53 subscribers. Hey, thank you so much. Welcome back to my loyal subscribing peeps. I gotta figure out what I guess I could call my friends, and everybody new too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna get started tonight with a couple serious things, get that stuff knocked out the way, and then get to some of the funnier, kind of crazier stuff. So, this kind of ticked me off, but one of my girlfriends sent this to me, and it definitely, well, you know what? I'll let you guys listen.
Pino, a former medical reviewer at Humana.
My name is Linda Pino. I am here primarily today to make a public confession.
This is from 1996.
In the spring of 1987, as a physician, I denied a man a necessary operation that would have saved his life and thus caused his death.
So I guess when she denied it was 1997. When I had read the story, they said 96.
Because
probably
in fact,
talking about when he first got sick.
I saved the company $500,000 for this. And furthermore, this particular act secured my reputation as a good medical director, and it ensured my continued advancement in the healthcare field. I went from making a few $100s a week as a medical reviewer. Just in case I was talking, let me rewind that a little bit, because that's super serious. I just kind of wanted to correct what I had just said on the year, but listen to this. Confession. In the spring of 1987, as a physician, I denied a man a necessary operation that would have saved his life and thus caused his death. No person and no group has held me accountable for this, because in fact what I did was I saved a company $500,000 for this. And furthermore, this particular act secured my reputation as a good medical director, and it ensured my continued advancement in the healthcare field. I went from making a few $100s a week as a medical reviewer to an escalating six-figure income as a physician executive. In all my work, I had one primary duty, and that was to use my medical expertise for the financial benefit of the organization for which I worked. And I was told repeatedly that I was not denying care, I was simply denying payment. I know how managed care maims and kills patients. So I'm here to tell you about the dirty work of managed care. And I'm haunted by the thousands of pieces of paper in which I have written that deadly word, denied. Thank you.
2 words. Luigi Mangione, is that how you say his name? I remember I was one of those people that was like, wait a minute, this is wrong. Why are people happy? Why are people celebrating? Like, this just doesn't feel right. We cannot have this type of stuff happen. I understand there's a lot of wrongs that happen. I'm one of those people that speak on it, that say things. I've had many conversations with people that are like, well, what about their family? But I think seeing that lady, that in the position that she's in, the trusted care, the oath they take, and for her to now admit, like, how many people have died? No wonder that boy lost his mind. No wonder, and maybe hopefully, it'll change. Maybe hopefully they'll feel like the people might be, but I don't know. I don't know with the way it's going now. I mean, things just seem to be crumbling. Um, I it breaks my heart and it hurts my soul because I think of people like my wonderful grandma that got cancer twice, and if I felt like there was something that somebody could have done, or they denied her a certain type of treatment that could have saved her life and had her here another 10, 15, maybe 20 years, I feel the boy. So let me just change the subject. Another one that I'm gonna just touch on real quick too, while I'm kind of getting irritated, is did y'all see the security guy punch out the homeless woman in Taco Bell? I swear to God, I don't know why people cannot stand the poor and the less fortunate, the broken. Yes, they tend to have mental illness. Who wouldn't? I don't know how long I could be laid out on the street and be worried about my safety, how I'm going to eat, the way that my brain would work if I was out on the street. I mean, I don't know how people don't lose their minds. That definitely ain't always live like that. So to see that too, that was heartbreaking. And it's like, where was, of course she was black too. So that was, I haven't figured out quite yet how to add the video, because if I could slide that shot in, and how he punched her like a man. She didn't swing on him, spit at him, do anything crazy like that. She was trying, and maybe she didn't have any money, but to me it looked like she was attempting to order some food. So it's just like, I don't know. Hopefully there's some hope. Hopefully, keep surviving out there, ladies. Keep doing your best. Because it's only going to get worse, I think. But anyways, on that note about how I'm talking about it's only going to get worse, I have another video, though, that I'm kind of excited about, because I ain't heard from these people in a hot second. And, I'm a Gemini female, so I kind of like a little mess, especially a little intelligent mess. And I absolutely love to see the banter of intelligent people kind of maybe threatening each other, if that's what you want to call it. But basically, where has Anonymous been? Here we go.
Greetings, citizens of the United States. The effects of Donald Trump's presidency are no longer distant warnings. They are here, unfolding before you. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations such as Canada and Mexico are fracturing inch by inch. The cracks are widening, and the global community is reassessing its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if, but when these relationships will collapse entirely. The consequences will be severe. Every imported product you rely on, everyday essentials, food, technology, will see skyrocketing prices, making even basic necessities unattainable for the average American. What you perceive as a simple rise in costs is, in reality, a calculated strategy. The plan? To systematically dismantle the lower class, to push those already struggling into the abyss of poverty where they will face an impossible choice. Perish or submit to servitude under the wealthy elite. Make no mistake, this is economic
We ain't going back to
and the
slavery.
target is you.
I don't know who they
The
talking
recent
to.
ICE raids are not just about immigration enforcement, they are about control. The Trump administration seeks to reignite the flames of racial inequality and segregation-era policies, erasing diversity to craft a nation built on division and fear. These operations are disrupting local economies, forcing businesses to crumble, and ensuring the economic elimination of the working class. What follows is a society engineered to serve the interests of the few at the cost of the many. And as the oligarchy takes shape, another darker ideology is creeping into the mainstream. Fascist ideals, once whispered in the shadows, are now being openly embraced. Symbolism matters. Gestures matter. Elon Musk, a figure of immense influence, recently tested the waters with a gesture recognized worldwide as a
It's
knock
almost
salute.
like he's,
This
I
was
don't
not
even
an
want to say
accident.
it on here,
It was a
but
message, a challenge, a warning. But know this, the people are not silent. Despite the administration's best efforts to muzzle dissent, the voices of resistance grow louder. Trump's
That's what I'm
reckless
talking
overhauls,
about.
his purges of experienced government officials, his chaotic restructuring of critical infrastructure have created vulnerabilities, weaknesses, entry points. This transition period is his greatest liability, but it is also our greatest opportunity. The rushed implementation of new systems, the mass firings of key personnel, and the chaotic dismantling of existing structures have left behind critical gaps.
Just
Gaps
tearing
that
the
involve
United
despair
States
and
up.
exploit. Every system that has been hastily restructured without foresight, every official removed without proper transition planning, leaves behind exposed veins within the government's framework. These vulnerabilities are more than just bureaucratic inefficiencies. They are cracks in the foundation that can, and will, be breached. Anonymous watches. Anonymous waits. The time to act is fast approaching.
Come on,
The
Anonymous.
administration's
Come
arrogance
on.
blinds them to the fragility of their own system. Their overconfidence in their ability to silence dissent and erase
Look at me
opposition
waiting for
will be
some
their
mess.
undoing.
Waiting for the mess.
know
Come
where to
on.
look.
Play their
We know
game the
how to
way they
strike.
do it.
But
The way
understand
Elon
this.
does it.
Our intervention, no matter how disruptive, will only be a temporary roadblock unless you, the people, rise. This is your warning. This is your chance. The transition period is fleeting, and once they solidify their grip, your options will vanish. If you fail to act now, the cost of resistance will be far greater in the future. To those in power.
Okay. We is trying, the few of us, we've been trying. I mean, I don't know what else that some of us can do at the levels that some of us are at. But, you know, you can make them phone calls. I still get them emails, sign them petitions, make them phone calls to your local people. Stay on they. Let them know you will not vote for them again. You know, at the local level, at the state level, at the House level, at the Senate level. Come on now. Anyways, I want to get too deep into that, but I was kind of excited about that. I remember them a long, long time ago busting certain things out. So this is the perfect time for them to come back. And if they got the same type of skills as, you know, who knows, when he said, I can't remember the comment that he made that triggered me to think, did they play us with the voting, Nikki? I mean, did something get, but hey, we're here today where we're at today. You know, we some survivors. You know, we just got to roll with the punches. You conspiracy theorists, hit me with the next game plan. What are we supposed to do next? What's the prevention? What, you know, don't give me that same BS I was hollering at COVID time, because this is going to be worse. Anyways, oh my God, you guys, this story is kind of heartbreaking too, because I was one of those parents, one of those mothers that was like, no. But it was Wendy's son. I know you guys have seen or either heard some of the clips of her interviews, her phone calls, and he just seemed like a sweet boy protecting his mom. And I still think that he probably was. But when you're spoiled and you think the money is just endless, like turning on the faucet. I remember, now that I'm grown, I think about, I don't even know how my grandma did it. But I remember as a young girl, I used to think, my grandma let me just run and get her purse. You know, she has all the money. She takes care of everybody. So I guess I could kind of understand where he just thought, you know, I mean, my mom's doing her thing. She's giving me access, or either he's snuck access. I don't know. But let me play this little clip of Wendy kind of explaining what happened.
I told
This
y'all.
is funky kind of talking shit. But
I told y'all. Give me my things. Give me my goddamn things right now. Baby, I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I told y'all that son was the reason she was in conservatorship in the first damn place. And if I'm being honest, if the son was able to withdraw $20,000 a month out of her account without her knowing or seeing or saying anything, then I am of the school of thought, that Wells Fargo did the right thing by locking her money up.
But don't spend it up. I mean, maybe hold it for a second, hold it for 6 months.
If
We're on
there
like
had
year 2 or
already
3.
been a record of him spending that much money monthly on Uber Eats, it never would have flagged in Red Fargo's account. It never would have flagged. They would have been like, this is normal spending for the account. Y'all don't want to listen to the person who stole money from his corporate job. No. Y'all don't want to listen to the person who's got a background in accounting.
Listen, I do too. So somebody was slipping because you could have caught that in a month.
I told y'all it was that son that
who reconciling the bank, who reconciling the cards.
Because he was over there buying and financing the whole Miami on that lady card.
Trying to show out for, like we say, your little friend.
Now the girls want to be quiet. He got that lady in conservatorship.
That should not have pushed her into no damn conservatorship, though. Come on now.
Somebody said, why not just block the son? Why put her in conservatorship?
Hello?
You're missing the point. The point is, something is wrong with her mentally if she don't see tens of thousands of dollars going out of her.
It don't have to be month. Something was wrong with her mentally. She was not paying attention. That's a lot of rich people.
She's somewhere off being fab. She off somewhere being fab.
Fire the accountant. See, I could have had her shit straight, flagged her right away.
I just love when I get to come on here and say I told you so, because I told y'all that son put her ass in conservatorship.
I don't know. I didn't want to play with Wendy's little clip because, you know, like she said, she loves her son and he's a good person. And, you know, I know I read a story where it was like they said, okay, cool, you can go rent a boat for your birthday for $1,500. And then it turned out to be like $100,000. Like, boy, you left a couple fucking zeros off of there. Oops, I didn't mean to cuss, but so I don't know. I mean, maybe if that's like a once a year thing, we planned it, you know, mom, please, you know, but to, you know, I don't know. You know, but then again, you hear about children of average middle class people that have got that damn credit card and then order Roblox or all this stuff that I do really not know about because, you know, my kids are grown. My 2 children are adults. I have grandchildren that I love very much and I live too far away from. But yeah, so I only hear about these stories, but I've also read about them. Credit card games. Kids have spent $7,000, ain't but 7 years old, you know. So it's really not that for Wendy Williams level type of money for them now to, because I read an article where she said her money is gone. They had to do a GoFundMe. Where she had at one point like 55 million and they're raising 5,000 to get her a lawyer and different things like that. Now I see it's like a court appointed lawyer. It's not, the son should not have triggered all of this. There was some, I want to take advantage too. There was probably some, I'm partying too much, I'm too carefree, I have the money to blow and do these crazy stuff and have these heavy habits. That's all she needed. Like, time to go into rehab, time to get yourself cleaned up, go to a serenity area, you know, whatever. But if her money's gone, that's a serious problem. What was that lady's name? Excuse me. piggybacking on that, I cannot stand when people get on here and whine and cry about these like trauma childhoods, and maybe because my mom has passed away, my grandma is gone, half of the foundation of who I am today is gone. There was some rough times, some hard times, some loving times, some wonderful, happy, funny times. Sometimes if I could click my heels right now and go back, I would. So it just irks my soul to see these grown up, I guess what they be like, 25 to 35-year-old millennials. Is that millennials? Still crying and self-diagnosing themselves. Well, get the help and quit still harping on these people that did the best that they could. And I know, then it's like, no, we're not buying that excuse anymore. Yes, there was some terrible ass people, and I'm not talking about those ones, but it's just, I can't imagine talking about my mom, or I also think about how my grandma was the most wonderful, softest, patient. Oh God, I could go through all of these stories you guys don't want to listen to right now. But just wonderful, wonderful childhood memories and teaching moments. And I guess where my son teases me now, what happened? You used to be tough with the kids. I'm getting to be grandma, the old grandma. Not yet, but I'm kind of there emotionally, mentally with the grandkids. But my mom, well, not my mom, because she was really spoiled. She was the last child. But my aunts and my uncles talk about they got their what, they got extension cord, they got who broke the knob on the TV. They got why if you did it, y'all all get it. If it don't nobody say something, y'all all getting it. Just so I still look at good parenting, including that. You grow patience over time and wisdom and experience, and so anyways, I won't go on too much about that, but calm down, appreciate your loved ones, have the conversations with them, just grab them and give them a hug sometimes, but chill out because it'll be better for you too. So anyways, my next topic, oh my gosh, I'm a little late on this too. I'm gonna start doing my videos a lot. I do them more often, because this is getting a little old. But did you see Elon Musk? First of all, I seen this girl on TikTok that said, and Musk a Nazi. Oh my God, I don't know why at work the other day I just kind of fell out. That just tickled me so much. But she was like, Musk a Nazi son put it down and told Trump who the hell he is. But these two white women on YouTube, at least that's where I listen to them on, I love them. I can't remember what their names are because I will shout them out. I follow them, and I tend to catch them at least 2 or 3 times a week. But you got to hear this clip. I gotta get a little bit more organized with my stuff. But here it is, where they call it the toddler trolls. It's IHIP News.
On the presidential desk.
Okay, so that's Elon Musk's 4-year-old son that looked at President Trump and said, you need to shush your mouth, and then picked his nose and wiped his booger on the desk. I remember
She sounds like she loves children.
where if something like this happened, and it was a Democratic president sitting at that desk.
Oh my God.
Fox
What
News,
did y'all
they would
even
all
start
die
saying Go
on the
Brandon
spot.
about?
I do not think that their hearts could live through reporting on that. They would scream like a patriotism, decorum, and all of these things. And
It would be
Trump
inappropriate to even
looks
have that child in
defeated
there talking
by this
during
kid.
that type
Alex,
of
what did you think when
interview.
you saw Trump, where the way the kid kind of tells him off and he puts his head down, like the kid just has power over him? It's so weird. I thought when I
It's
saw
kind
this
of saying
clip,
something.
Trump is impotent. He is impotent. He knows that he is not in charge. And what's interesting to me about it is,
as you know, I personally believe children under 5 shouldn't be allowed in restaurants. And this kid is in the Oval Office picking his nose and wiping his boogers, which that's what kids do. That's why they shouldn't be allowed in restaurants or the Oval Office.
but
Now, I don't
Elon
necessarily
Musk
agree with
to
that
be
because we
sitting
taking
there
my
while
babies with
Donald
us.
Trump is hangdog and getting told off by a 4-year-old. Anybody that
But I'll
sees
respect
that,
and not go to
doesn't
certain
know that
restaurants.
Elon Musk is in charge is you can't reach them. They're too far gone. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. You know, we've both had 4-year-olds, and 4-year-olds don't really have a lot of original ideas,
Right.
Especially when it comes to phrases and things that they say. There's a lot of mimicking of
That's all
things
they
that
really
hear
do.
on TV,
The average
hear
ones.
their parents say, hear their siblings
I mean, I
say,
guess if
because
he's
they
supposed
are
to
like
be
little
really smart.
sponges. And so this tells me that there is some disdain and superiority that this kid is getting from his daddy regarding Donald Trump. Who's number one? Who's number two? Who needs to shut their mouth? Who can talk? Now, listen
What
to
I've
this next
seen,
clip
what I've
very,
already heard
very
my dad
closely and
tell
think
you.
about everything that I just said.
Democracy. This may seem
Play it again, Kylie.
restore democracy. This may seem
I'm gonna play it. I want her to play it one more time. And what he says is, "You're not the president, and you need to go away." 3rd time's a charm. Now, really tune your ears in, listener and viewer, and listen to this.
democracy. This may seem
Okay, I listened to it 3
I
or
didn't
4
really
times,
hear
and
it,
each time you
but-
hear it, it's very clear that he says, "You're not the president, and you need to go away." From my experience, having 2 4-year-old boys at one point, now they're older, that if I told them this guy is the president, they would be like, "Oh, he's
That's
the
the
president."
president, because that's what mommy said.
4-year-old wouldn't negate something that's told to them as fact. The fact that that little X is saying to Donald Trump, "You're not the president and you need to go away." And that we know, we have seen video evidence of his daddy, Elon Musk, tripping on ketamine at the inauguration in the rotunda. I think Daddy
Wait, is that
Musk
the stuff
gets
that
all
Pete Davidson
ketamined
was
up
on?
and tells little X, "He's not really the president. I'm the president. He's going to go away, but I'm really the president." That's what I think, because I've had kids. I've had 4-year-olds.
Listen, she ain't lying. She is, listen, kids, and especially the parent that they look up to. He's sitting up there riding his shoulders. He's on his back. He's with him. That's one of the favorites. He's old enough to come along. He ain't got to change no diapers. Got to have a diaper bag and have some formula, special snacks. No, you can tell that boy is on his thigh in the mix, listening, soaking it up. I can tell you so many stories, and especially with my son versus my daughter. My oldest child is so his mother's. Well, he can, anyways. But mimicked so much, said so much stuff but, if I had that kind of money and power, exactly. That's what I said. No, let me quit. But Muskanasi did not say anything. He didn't correct. He didn't cringe. He didn't, you're like, something like, hey, or you kind of get somebody's attention over there, like, it's time to get him up out of here, what did the queen had a different way she held her purse, like, get these flowers, get me up out of here, I'm ready to go. Signals, But again, that's how, you know. And while we're still kind of skating on the Trump, stories and stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, this is even from my childhood. I had like this kind of slapped in my face at like, I don't know, maybe 13 in San Diego, living in Chula Vista. Um, I'm gonna just say it. I always grew up thinking like minorities stuck together. Um, if it was a stereotypical thinking, a racist structured thinking person, then why would you think that you're any different or better? Even my child, like, still growing mind was like, we're brothers and sisters. But I got my wake up call when I lived out there. I lived in San Diego, Chula Vista, for a year. My Uncle Wilbur, God rest his soul, was in the Navy, and I went to live with him. And I loved San Diego. I have so many memories. That's when I kind of was introduced to like the ice cream truck outside of, the Swans Man. So, let me see if I've got this saved at the right moment. It's a clip from this woman, Ida Rodriguez. And I think that she explains it well and what happened this time well. And the psychology of like what has happened, and like how people really are like brainwashed for the American dream. And I understand it and I get it, but it's up. But anyways, here we go.
Why does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote?
Because we got our own white people.
Oh.
And people don't understand that we have and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But
she was like, talk y'all.
White people, and they feel like that's what being American is. And that colorism is real in our community. It is.
Why does the Latino vote differ so much from?
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm never upset once I understand. Right. If that makes sense. I am.
And that's really it. I was upset. I used to be upset. I remember watching like, I don't know, certain shows with my little daughter. She's so versatile and so diverse. And I'm so proud of both of my children on who they are, because had they did exactly what I have a diverse circle and crowd and childhood and opinions, I should say. But there were some shows, I guess, getting back to the point that my daughter would have me watching, like, what the he say? She said what? But, it is what it is. And that is, certain people's generations, certain people's, I don't want to say education level, but thinking process level. There's those people out there that have been damaged by a certain person. So their mindset is, well, you all are. I can't, I'd like to think that because I feel like I've had a ton of things happen to me by a ton of people, but I still have a very diverse set of friends and people that I still welcome in my life that I can see walking down the sidewalk and be like, hello, or, not that, but that, hey, hi, how you doing? Have a good day. You look beautiful. I love giving compliments. That's another thing I want to talk about. I do not know why. Like, please like this video. If you're still here, like the video. It costs you nothing. I was explaining that the other day. Like, I've always, I just can't help myself. If I like something, that is super cute. Girl, oh my God. Or, and I remember sharing a memory on Facebook, which I love to look back at Facebook memories. It's almost like a different level of a visual journal for you, maybe. What was on your mind 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, last year? What you were doing, what your plans were, dreams, wishes, have they come true? Did you knock that out the park? But anyways, there was a memory that came up and it was like, you just don't know something. I can't even remember, but it was something along the lines of, you just don't know how far like a compliment will go and how that can make someone's day. And I'm just like, I cannot help myself. I love giving compliments because I know exactly how they make me feel. And one of my old coworkers jumped on there and was like, do you know what you did for my self-esteem back then? And she was too sexy and cute with her cute self in that call center that we was working in. Way too cute to be up in there, but she was so cute. So whenever I would see her, I just couldn't help myself. Like, well, go ahead. I don't want to put her out there and say her name, but go ahead, such and such. That is cute. Or I like them boots, girl. And she was like, do you know what that did for my self-esteem? And it's like, that just made, I had no clue back then. I was just being me, just being natural. Just, I love fashion. I love clothes. I love stylish people. I love beautiful people. I love to look at, I can't help myself but to say something. So, that was just kind of motivation. Like, dang, I guess I really didn't know that, but that made me feel wonderful. Like, had no clue at the time, but I'm glad that, so compliment people, like people's stuff. It takes you a hot dang on second and keep it moving. Even if you don't finish. I mean, if I take the time to click on somebody's video, if their picture, their title, whatever interests me enough, that's the least I can do. But again, that's me. So moving on. I like this couple going into a whole different set of topics right now. Everybody's always talking about, well, not everybody, but a good enough amount of people. Like sugar daddies, ages, different, combos and people getting together. Why, what for, do they match? I'm liking this one right here. Did y'all hear possibly, allegedly, maybe, the rumor is Deion Sanders and Karuchi. Somebody check on Chris Brown. But I said, I don't know. That's a good look. I like that for both of them. If you gonna go older, girl, go that route. He's in shape. He's got a nice success level, money. He's motivational, positive. Still looks nice. Girl, did on the flip side, she's younger than him. She's not too young. She's not childlike young. People can't do the super gross Bill Belichick and a cheerleader. But I like this if it's the case. I'm like, okay, that's the zaddy for you, girl. If you trying to do that, But I don't know. I was listening to Gary with the T, and he was saying that on the Ricky Smiley show. So you guys that listen to that, y'all have heard that. So let's just be out on the lookout, because I don't know. I kind of like that one. Although I kind of thought that I don't think she's going to be like, what's her name? Is that April that was kind of bopping around? So, because, I feel like in our community, the relationship, the money versus no having no money, high maintenance versus low maintenance, women used to men doing certain things. And I just feel like we could slice this in half easy, like cutting a piece of cake. Just go with who wants you. Go with who's like that. The problem be you want to force it. I was telling somebody the other day, there are so many people that would make me when I'm like, no, whether it's like, oh, I was still moving on from my ex, or I really like how that situation was, how I was treated. They just lived far away. Things like that. It would be like, well, or I'm this way or that way. If that's not, I'm just not for you. Well, that's why you not. Where's the anger versus just like, okay, well, you know what, you're right. Let me just keep it moving and deal with where is the anger, the bitterness, the mad. Ask them questions right away. Get that stuff out the way. So, because there should be no attachment to anybody that you ain't spent that much time with, or that you had a few conversations with. Like, I just don't understand. But I told myself, I am going to start making those type of posts, about high maintenance, high expectations, because that be getting y'all riled up. And it's like, stop it. Like, you fall for the trap and the bait, like those super popular pages. The fellas fall for the bait every time. Like the bitterness, the anger, the damage, the hurt. Y'all ain't even supposed to be in the mix. Get out of the pool, because you are dirtering the water. I can't even say that. Dirtering the water. Making me try to talk too much stuff. Funny for you guys to get back at me trying to talk slick. That's where I got. But anyways, my whole point in the situation is, if you don't like how I pronounce that word, just keep it moving. She is not the education level for me. Simple as that. That's it. Not go back and forth with me like, Tish, you should have said it like this. You should have used this word. That is not even a word. Tainting the pool is pretty much what I should have said. I know, but I wasn't. I didn't. So anyways, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Like how quick, and I had got surprised when I was first getting cussed out on Facebook, like by strange men I don't even know. Like, I just jumped on like, it could have even said it was like Mike Epps' post. Mike Epps ain't running that damn page. But I might respond to like Mike Epps' question. The next morning, I wake up to 27 men cussing me out, telling me this is probably why I'm single. I'll never have anybody. I'm superficial. Just telling me who I am. They ain't got a clue who I am. Lord Jesus. But then you also have those women that are like, exactly, because I would be doing this, I would be doing that. And I'm like, why are these women single then? If this, what they call the pick me stuff is, why is that not working? Or, the group that really gets me, men and women, looks don't matter. You're going to grow. And true enough, you are going to get old and you are going to grow and age and look different and change. Now, you definitely can try your best on, trying to stay in shape and being healthy and trying to live a long life. That just looks a certain way, anyways, if you're not doing it for vanity reasons. Just trying to be healthy inside and out, that just looks a certain way. So, that group, I'm like, shit, we need to just throw a party and the singledom of them, it should be over. Because majority of the time, oh, looks don't matter. Yes, the hell it does. You have to have some type of physical attraction. You have to have some type of like, I actually want to go get to know that person. Outside of maybe like working with someone where you just kind of automatically, without thinking about it, they may make you laugh. You may start talking to them. You may be forced to spend a lot of time with them. So then you get to know their personality. But outside of that, if you don't have an initial and you're not like desperate and lonely, I'll never be one of those people that sit up and say, looks don't matter. I need to be attracted to you. I need to be like, okay, well, let me check him on out. Anyways, I'm talking a little too much on that subject. I don't know. Let's see where I want to take this next. Which video do I want to go into next? I kind of made a comment. I made a post today on my Facebook page about Neo. And I think it was like a clip of him after a show kissing three of his girlfriends, or his three girlfriends, and somebody said it before me, but I felt the same way, that it was like he just still gives off the zestiness. Like, so I guess also I kind of want to roll into like, have you been one of those females that have been with somebody that was on the down low, or that you found out later, which most likely, I don't know, that doesn't necessarily mean they were doing it when you were with them, but, it kind of makes you feel like, I don't know. That makes me go into this little funny clip that, where I think that in our community, there's a higher number of maybe the down low, or the I can't really come out and be who I am, even though there's a ton. And those have been some of my bestest of friends, some of my best memories and fun times. And I think about my Halloween party nights. Those were some of the best parties. But I want to show this video because this is kind of funny, because this is like the epitome of, dang, did you know? Were you using me? Anyways, here we go.
Oh, how's Chicks doing? We're expecting a baby girl in November, and we're doing great. Aren't we, honey?
Wonderful, wonderful. We had everything done. We had all our amnio done. We've got over every hurdle. Yeah. Everything's fine.
Except for what color hair she's going to have.
Yeah, that's the only thing we have left now.
Yeah.
Is the color of her
And
hair.
he probably wanted to have the baby. He wanted to be the mom.
Names. Oh my gosh. You know what? We've got so many names, and we'd like the people from Extra, okay, to write in to Extra and find out what great names. Something Jenner. Yeah, something Jenner. We've been working on that for a while, so please send us a note.
George Foreman thinks we should name it George. Go figure.
That's true. All right, there. Well, thank you.
That didn't age too well. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel for those kids. And who knows? Maybe they knew a little bit more before we knew. It ain't, I guess for us to be right there and be in the mix of when they had the family discussions, when she probably walked in and seen some things. I think in one of her books, doesn't she say, or somebody's book that she walked in on him trying on some of her clothes, or I don't know. It was something like that where that would have taken me aback. That would have been probably the end of my attraction in that kind of way. Like, we can just be parents, roommates, whatever. But I got one more controversial kind of topic that I think that it's kind of not necessarily my view, because, you know, like tonight I've got my little blush on. I have the Sky High mascara, and I have on some hot red that's kind of wearing off Maybelline lipstick. That's about it. I'm not a foundation girl. I absolutely love Fenty 3-step wash, toner, moisturizer with the sunscreen for brown skin girls that don't leave the white cast. Absolutely love it. Been doing that probably the last 5 years at least. So, you know, not a paid promotion or nothing, just true. But just kind of saying, I don't necessarily agree with this because I don't really roll like this. Is not my style. I'm not that high maintenance. But what do you guys think about this?
Do you think see us in our natural state before they get in a real relationship with us? Whenever I've heard a man say, "Let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair," I feel that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't come over here thinking that I'm going to go to Sephora and get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that.
And I don't even want you to go to Sephora and get me no makeup. Maybe some perfume.
When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the thought process of maintaining yourself.
Okay. I don't know, maybe because I'm a little bit older than Jessie's age, which I love Jessie Woo. But I think she's beautiful too. Just beautiful chocolate skin girl. But I guess because I'm not that high maintenance, and most of the time you do see me without makeup on, so you ain't even got to ask unless you just didn't know, and I'm going to tell you right then, you know, this is it, you know. Shoot, I don't even wear eyeshadow and stuff. I need to learn how to do that. I have truly only one time I did a little boudoir photo shoot and had my face done. And I don't really know if she was good at doing brown skin to black women skin complexion. It just felt wet, tight, like paint. In the pictures, it turned out all right, but I would not have wanted to go anywhere that night. Like, it wasn't anything like, ooh, I'm gonna rock this, and since I'm already got my face beat, let's keep it moving. No, I went home and watched that off. So I would love to have somebody that specializes. So if you know, and you in the Houston area and need a muse, a model, you know, somebody to work on, hit me up. But anyways, the next subject I wanted to talk about, speaking of beauty and all done up and high maintenance, is bows. Is there any Real Housewives of Beverly Hills watchers? Because bows is beautiful. I love her bold fashion. I love her bold style. I even follow a Beverly Hills group that, you know, you got the ones that love her and you got the ones that are so plain and average and, you know, can't recognize what they don't wear. So they had me go look up, and I think it's one of her friends that she's promoting the big earrings, and I think it's the hair for her. But terrible that her house burned down, but that was a beautiful home in the show. Just beautiful, beautifully decorated. I'm loving wallpaper and stuff now. But one thing, and oh my God, her daughter, talk about mature. And you can tell she did a really, really good job after losing her father with her daughter, because she reflects that. But what I do want to say is, I don't know if I like the man. And me and Bose are about the same age, and for her to be really trying to have a baby and not like with a surrogate, and your daughter is in college, like I and then I think at the table she said something about, well, first of all, he hasn't even told her that he loved her. Why are we talking about having a baby? And of course, they probably show love. She discussed the fact that, she don't want to say it first. But he said something about not being able to live without her or think about her or something. She was like, shut up. You for real? You mean that? Don't take me word for word. It was something along those lines. Something kind of sweetly said message about how much you might mean to somebody. And she was like, do you? Where he was supposed to be like, yes, baby, And he was like, yeah, but even if I didn't mean it, I would say it. Like, see, I'd have brought that back up later if we wouldn't have had to talk about it. Then, like, what you mean? You would have just you don't gotta just say anything that you don't mean. Say only what you mean. Only mean what you say, or don't say it at all. I don't know why that stuck out to me, but that stuck out to me. And I just feel like he should be trying to solidify a little bit more for her at her age, for her to kind of make that sacrifice for herself, her body, her health, her future, on having a baby. I mean, yeah, financially for him and being supportive, but mm, I would need a little bit more. And I know she has her own level of money, but I don't. I love you though, Bose. I mean, maybe she wants it just as much, but you don't want a situation where you 55 and he's gone, or I don't know. I never told you da 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 da. I never said. So I don't know. I don't know about that one, but I wish her all the luck. Again, she's beautiful. She's a new kind of refreshing tall glass of iced tea and came to Beverly Hills. So I like her. I think she should, kind of maybe ease up on taking sides with Dorit, but that relationship seems to be solidified. I seen them on that Watch What Happens Live too, since the show has aired. So, anyways, what was I gonna chat about next? I don't know. I guess it's kind of got old now. People have talked about the Drake song, Give Me a Hug. I just don't like the singing part. He's not a singer. He's not a Chris Brown. And then I think after you just was so upset about the PDF file stuff, why would you do the Aaron Hall mix? And he's probably still looking terrible from being in the P. Diddy's a couple cases, or, being associated with forcing himself when somebody being underage and him just kind of being rough. I've seen some videos of him talking about, his, and that kind of gives off a little bit of arrogance in the ways of cocky. I don't know. I seen that video like, ooh, I'm grown and I'd be scared to be walking through a party room or a house, even a mansion house party, and go through the wrong hallway. So anyways, Well, that's my show for tonight. I have went really about an hour. I hope I can get this uploaded. You know, I'm gonna leave all my little flubs and flops, and you know, I guess that's a part of my growth, learning lesson. Oh, let me quit. If I can edit them out, I'm going to try, but I don't know how. And I didn't put too much time in. I'm cute tonight. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you hung in there, listen this long, watch this long. Remember, you can push play and clean your house and, you know, whatever. You can sit back and watch this when you're bored or whatever. But anyways, it's Talking with Tish. Please subscribe, like, comment on any of the stories, agree with me, disagree with me, got some suggestions, and my phone is just blowing up. So, love you, thank you, I appreciate you.